Hello. Welcome. I want to specially welcome all of you to this immigration challenge. I want to thank you for signing up. Signing up is a very good decision that you have made because I understand that there is information overload out there. A lot of people have complained how they don't even know where to start from because when you go on the internet, you see lots of information. People are saying different things. You don't even know how to get started. I've been there and I understand. And I've had cases of people asking different questions. What do I do? Talking about IELTS, talking about WES, transcripts, moving things here and there. I understand how challenging the process is, and that is why we have created this challenge. This challenge is intended to provide clarity on your immigration journey. I've had people write IELTS that has expired because they didn't even know what they wanted to do with the IELTS. All they heard is that, okay, you need to do, if you want to immigrate to Canada, write IELTS. They went ahead to write IELTS. They don't even know what the target score is. They don't know what to use the IELTS for. And then they write the exam, 2 years goes by, and this exam expires, and they need to write another one. See, you're spending money and wasting your time. Okay, so I'm happy to be part of this challenge. The intent of this challenge is to provide clarity on your immigration journey. So we're going to tell you, and we're going to be showing you what you need to do, tell you what you need to know, such that even if you decide that you want to work with an immigration agent or I would like to call them registered immigration consultants. So if you want to work with them, you have an idea about what you are doing. You are able to know the kind of questions to ask them. You're able to relate with them better because you understand what you are doing. So we're going to guide you in the path that you should understand and what you should follow. Okay, so it's nice to meet all of you. There are over 650 challengers signed up. I am so happy to be on this challenge with you guys. For this 1 week, 5 days, we're going to be spending time together. I'm going to be explaining things to you. We're going to be doing tasks. We're going to be writing comments. I'm going to be answering your questions. And I'll be happy. We're just going to have fun all the way. So, as an introduction, this challenge was put together by myself and Dr. Linda. So my name is Zino. I immigrated to Canada in 2017 as an international student. Ooh, okay. And here I am today. I'm going to be sharing my story on Thursday, so you need to look out for that. My story is a very interesting one. I know some people have heard it, but you did not hear everything in full. So on Thursday, I'm going to be sharing my story on how I got here. Dr. Linda will be coming in subsequent days. So get ready, you're going to be seeing her. So for this challenge, what we're going to do on this challenge is that every day, there's going to be a video, a recorded video that you are expected to watch. Then there are going to be tasks as well. So please, if you want to get the best of this challenge, I would really advise that you follow and complete the task. So every task that you are given, please do your task and do what we ask you to do. So at the end of every task, we're expected to make comments in the group based on what we've been asked to do. So we're expected to make comments on the post rather. So we're expected to make comments on the post. So please make those comments, because if you do the task and you don't make the comments, I would not know that you did the task. We're trying to help as many people as possible to provide clarity on this journey. Please do your tasks, make comments, so that we'll know that people are working with us. Okay, we really appreciate that. So, I don't know why I'm coughing. Okay, so I'll just go straight to the point. I'm going to be talking today about understanding the express entry system. So today is just an introduction for today's class. It's basically an introduction where I'm going to introduce what the express entry system is. And the way the challenge has been put together is such that we put it together in we're going to make successive videos to explain what each task is, what each step is, so that we understand. And step one is a prerequisite to step two. So you have to do all the steps and do all your tasks, so you should watch all the videos. Okay, so straight to the point, I'm going to be sharing my screen right now because I prepared some presentation slides for you, so it's easy for you to follow, right? So I'll be sharing my screen with you. I hope you can all see my screen. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about understanding the express entry system. So let's provide clarity for you. Let's put an end to the confusion. So what is express entry? Express entry is an online immigration application system that allows people to submit a profile and be considered to come to Canada as an immigrant. So based on the profile that people have submitted, the highest ranking candidates are invited to apply for permanent residence. So express entry applies to only immigration to Canada. So when you hear express entry, you know that we are talking about, Canada. So this is an ideal system of how the express entry works. Like I said, the word ideal is very important. So first of all, you have to determine your eligibility. So there are different programs. There's the Federal Skilled Worker class, the Federal Skilled Trades class, and the Canadian Experience class. So these are the programs that are offered by the express entry. So you check what you're eligible for, what you qualify for, and you apply to that. So when you check your eligibility and you find that you are eligible, the next thing is that you have to create an express entry profile. So when you create your express entry profile, you are ranked based on using a ranking tool. This ranking tool will be explained in the subsequent slides. So based on your ranking, you are sent an invitation to apply. You receive an invitation to apply and they give you 2 months to submit your application for permanent residence. Like I said earlier, this is an ideal situation. We find that most people get stuck here in the express entry pool. So after creating the express entry profile, they are put in an express entry pool with other applicants. So this is where people get stuck because their scores are not as high as the cutoff score to get an invitation to apply. So a lot of people spend years and years in this step 2. And this is the reason why we created this challenge, not only to provide clarity, but also to provide you with steps and tips on how to improve your score to get out of this express entry pool and move to step 3, where you are invited to apply for permanent residency. Okay, so I want to explain the eligibility requirements based on class. So I talked about the Federal Skilled Worker, Federal Skilled Trade, and the Canadian Experience class. So here I'm going to be explaining what each of them is. So the Federal Skilled Worker is basically for those that are interested to immigrate to Canada based on their work experience and skills. So for you to be eligible to apply as a Federal Skilled Worker, aside from all the other requirements, you must have an educational qualification. Then the Federal Skilled Trades are those interested in immigrating based on their qualification and experience in a specific skilled trade. These Federal Skilled Trade workers do not require any educational qualification. They may have some qualifications in their trade, but they don't necessarily require, not a requirement for them. As well, the Canadian Experience class is for those that have work experience in Canada. So most of the time we find out that international students fall under this category because after school, they get a work permit and they are able to work to get Canadian experience. And based on that, using their experience, they apply to become permanent residents. This is not focusing on international students right now, but I'm just letting us know what is obtainable here. So moving on, what kind of work experience is required? So the work experience required for express entry is determined by something called the Canadian National Occupational Classification. I'm sure a lot of us would have heard of NOC codes. That's what is called the NOC code. The NOC code is a system of occupational ranking in Canada. It is used by Canada to rank the occupation. So there are different skills that are ranked there. So they have the skill type 0, which is the managerial occupations, skill level A for professional occupations, so like engineers, civil engineers, doctors. Then we have skill level B, technical occupations and skilled trades. I think that is where cooks and chefs and all of that fall in. So your job must be paid. It's not a volunteer work. It must be paid. There's proof that you were paid salary. It must be full-time, minimum of 30 hours per week. That is what Canada classifies as full-time. Or even if it's not full-time, you would have worked an equivalent part-time hours, and it must have been in the last 10 years. So typically, to qualify for any of these express entry programs, you must have a minimum of 1 year work experience. So if you're working, you work either 30 hours for 1 year, or if you're working part-time, you calculate what 30 hours for 1 year is and get the equivalent in part-time hours for you to qualify to apply for express entry. So now let's look at the express entry ranking score. Like I said before, people are put in a pool. So how do they rank these people in the pool? So express entry ranking is based on something called a comprehensive ranking system. I'm sure a lot of us would have heard about CRS tool. When they say use the CRS tool or use the CRS calculator, this is it. So it is used to determine your eligibility for express entry. And these are the factors that are considered. Your education qualification. So talking about education, looking at somebody that has, say, a master's degree, a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, and another person that has only a master's degree, only a bachelor, sorry. Okay, I'll say that again. So for education, comparing two people, person A has a bachelor's degree only, and person B has a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. Person B with more qualification that has a master's degree will get more points based on the CRS ranking system than person A. So also language abilities. The official languages in Canada are English and French. So you can either do a language test in English or French or both of them. So either English or French, or you're doing both of them. The higher your scores are in this test, the better your scores in the CRS system. So work experience, the more work experience you have, the higher your chances, the higher your scores. So normally the minimum, you have a minimum of work experience, but if you have over 3 years experience, even from 3 years to 100 years, it counts as the same, you get the same points. Then age. This age is a factor for immigration. I find that a lot of people, this is where they have problems, because looking at the CRS ranking system, I've put a day aside to explain the CRS tool and to do simulations using the CRS calculator, just to show us the effect of these different factors on your CRS score. So that one, we're going to have that tomorrow, where we explain it in details. So for today, I'm just going to go do an overview. So when we talk about age, between the age of 21 and 29, your scores, your age really doesn't affect anything. So when you move from 25 to 26 years, your age doesn't affect your scores. But when you turn 30, and every year after that, so after you turn 30, on every birthday that you remain in the pool, you lose 5 points. So that's why you see that people that are older, so people in their 30s, in their 40s, they find it difficult for them to qualify, but for them to be invited based on their CRS score, because their CRS scores are low because they lose the points from age. But guess what? That's why we're here, because we're here to show you the strategies on what you can do to get out of this pool quickly. So even if you are in your 30s, you are in your 40s, and I know that some of us, looking at the comments that some of us have made, some of us have told us that yes, they are 37 years old, and because of age, they are still here, they don't know what to do and what to move. Yes, we got you. That is why we created this challenge, because of you. So don't worry, we are going to get there and we're going to answer all these questions. Then job offer. Talking about job offer, we know how difficult it is to get a job in Canada. Some of you have been scammed. So people have come to meet me lamenting how they scammed them. Please don't give your money to anybody that is promising you a job offer. It is difficult to get a job offer in Canada from outside of Canada, except you are communicating directly with the employer. Be very careful who you put your money, whose hands you put your money in. Anyways, I digress. So if you have a job offer in Canada, of course, your points, you get more points. Then your spouse education. So if you are married, your spouse education, spouse language abilities, and work experience as well will determine how high or low your points will be. So all of these factors, this comprehensive ranking system is used to rank all the applicants in the pool, and they are used to determine the ease at which you are going to settle in Canada when you come here, right? So that is why Canada does this CRS ranking system, and all the applicants are ranked in a pool. So based on that, the highest applicants are chosen every time that there is a draw. So every 2 weeks, there is a draw where immigration will choose a certain score based on the number of applicants and the scores of the applicants in the express entry pool. So based on that draw and the cutoff, people are invited to apply. Usually, basically, they invite the highest scoring applicants to put in the application for express entry. So who gets an invitation to apply? I think I may have said that a bit. So when you finish, when you create your profile is submitted into a pool with other applicants. And then these applicants are ranked from high to low based on their number of points. So somebody that has, and this CRS tool is on a scale of 1200, so 1,200. That is the CRS tool, the CRS scores. So you get from either 0 to 1,200. So they are ranked from 0 to 1,200, low to high. So the people that have the highest scores are invited first based on the CRS cutoff point. And this CRS cutoff point is chosen by, it's more like demand and supply. So they see the number of applicants that they have in the pool and what their scores are. And immigration says, okay, today we are going to invite only 3,800 people on this draw. So based on that, they look at the number of applicants and what their scores are, and they peg the CRS cutoff point such that only 3,800 people qualify, and then they send them. So it means that for you to qualify or for you to receive an invitation to apply, you must be a high ranking applicant. And this is where people have problems. I see people that says that, my scores are in the 300. I've been in the pool for years. Yes, we understand what it is, and this is why we are going to show you what you can do to get out of the pool quickly. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this presentation. So what we have done so far to conclude as an overall is that I've talked about what express entry is, how to qualify for express entry or the different programs, the eligibility requirements, how to join the pool. So right now, what the task for today is for us to, so 2 tasks. The first one is that we're going to create to check our eligibility for express entry using the link provided. I'm going to provide the link with this post. So what you do is that you click on the link, you check your eligibility requirements. And also I want us to go and understand the NOC code and the NOC system as well. So I want each and every one of us to check what our NOC is. So your NOC code and what the NOC, the job function is. So what I want us to do is that at the end of this video, after watching this video, this is your task. Check your eligibility, check your NOC. Then go to this post and make a comment. And comment if you're eligible and what your NOC code is. So for instance, if I watch this video, I'll go there and check my eligibility score and says eligible, NOC code 2135-chemical engineers. So the NOC code and the NOC job role, right? Eligible 2135 chemical engineers. This is our task. Please, it's very important that we do this task. Help us to help you. So do this task today and comment. And then tomorrow we are going into the CRS calculator in details. So I'm going to be explaining everything tomorrow. Then we're going to be doing some simulations. I'll do some simulated calculations using a fictitious character, and I'll pick what the requirements are, and we'll calculate it together, and then we can see, so that we can see how the different qualifications affect the CRS score. Then each of us are going to have to calculate our own CRS score. Let us know where we are. So finish this task today, make your comment on the post, and then I will see you tomorrow where we're going to talk about using the CRS tool to calculate our CRS score for the express entry pool. I hope you found this video useful, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So have a good Monday, perform your task and make your comments, and I'll see you tomorrow.